Hello, my name is Clinton Booz. This is my final project presentation for my Raspberry Pi class. I took a Raspberry Pi and made a mobile arcade, retro arcade system powered by the Raspberry Pi. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. It's just plugged into a power strip here. While it boots up, there were a couple things that needed to be discussed in the presentation. One was the audience. The audience is basically anybody that wants the nostalgia of the old school games, or my daughters that are 5 and 2 are having a blast playing this thing. So basically anybody who just wants to play some of the old school games. The benefits and limitations. The benefits are it's fun to play. You know, you can have, I've set up 2 players so you can have fun playing with a friend. You can actually, even through the USBs in the back, you can hook up additional controllers for something like 4-player games. I know Gauntlet, which is the one I'm going to be showing off today, you can have 4 players. I don't have controllers, but you can hook them up if you like. Then the limitations are basically just getting the correct ROMs to actually work. I've had several issues where getting a ROM to actually work, but there are several of them that do work, and they work fairly well, and I haven't seen any problem with them. How does this help contribute? I feel my documentation, all the troubles I've come across, will definitely help in people attempting to make something like this, because I ran into tons of issues, and it's all in my documentation under challenges. It's the challenges I faced as I built this, and I think that having them all in one place rather than spread out across all over the internet, people can actually go through it and create something like this much faster and with much less headache, as long as I have everything documented well. The prior works is basically PiPlay and Retro Game. The rest is all just modification of mostly their source files and some of the actual Linux settings, and it's all, again, in my documentation. And as for licensing, it's all, since I'm editing, like I said, most of their files, it's under whatever licenses they have, and the documentation is all inside the documentation I'll provide. But, okay, so here's basically the emulation, the emulators, and you just kind of cycle through with the joystick. We're going to go ahead and head to the one called Main for All. It's kind of like a general use one. Go ahead and load that up. And then, like I said, not all of these work, so I'm just going to head to one of the ones that I feel many people know and actually had some fun playing. So I'm going to head to Gauntlet here. I played Gauntlet, Gauntlet 2, and then kind of like a Worms type game. But go ahead and launch it. Takes a second. And then it actually loads. And then in my documentation, I put under future, things I'd like to include in this in the future is some additional buttoning, because I don't have, because this is player 1 start, player 2 start, and these are all the game buttons, but I don't have the coin operator for each side, so I need 2 additional buttons, and then 1 for an exit. So those are ones I'd like to add in the future, but in the meantime I do have a keyboard, so all I have to do is hit either 5 or 6, and as you can see it keeps adding more coins. So then I just pick what character I want, hit the button, and there I'm running around, and I can shoot, pick up my money, whatever it is. So, and now we're going to check the inside of it. Alright, this is internally how it looks. In my documentation I showed, here's the monitor using the bungee cords to hold it in, which made it, like I said in there, very easy and nice to be able to pull it out and put it back in so I can manipulate some of these wires. But basically the Raspberry Pi is right here, and it hooks up into this cobbler, and everything connects into there. And then if you trace these back, they basically connect to some of these little junctions. They go to the actual wires and then reach all the way back into all of the buttons and joystick connections. So it's a bit of a mess in there, but it does work. And like I put in the future section of my documentation, I would like to eventually mount this in here so it doesn't move, and then surround this with something to keep it from possibly touching anything, because these are metal things and electricity can pass through it, and the inside of this case is wood. Not a very good conductor, but it does conduct. And then here's the 6-pack and the power plug, which of course plugs into the wall next to the Caterpillar. But under future, I would also like to mount all of that in there. I did add a door to my set. I would like to have the power come out of somewhere like right here with an actual adapter, so it comes out and I can actually plug it in. I would also like to add in some fans along the sides over here to keep everything cool, as well as, let me see, Gauntlet's still running. A couple of speakers, a little small one here, a little small one over here, so everybody can hear everything that's going on. And that's it. Thank you for watching.